Hey guys, what's up? This is Alex2K, and today we're talking about open water effects. So the question is, what is open water? Open water is anytime you're on a sailing boat like that, and you're out in open water, and there's like really big waves, and then they splash you, and then you die, and then like a big shark comes in, it's got this big fins, and then eats you. So yeah, that's open water for you. No, seriously. Open water is whenever you're talking about fluid effects, oceans, and ponds. The main thing is that these are dynamic attributes that give you a lot of the look for open water. They're 3D, like if I do a pond, just go ahead and create a pond. It's actually a 3D container, but it's got some special attributes to it. If you press play, nothing's really gonna happen there. But if you go and pond, create, let's say wake, then now this guy is creating this wake, and this guy collides over there, and then you can see the ripples. So in short, that's open water effects. Now this is one type of effect. You can. I like pools; they're cool and all, but I really like oceans personally. Um, let's just go ahead and add a dynamic buoy. So I just added a little dynamic buoy, and now isn't that cool? All right, so those are the couple of things that you can do with this. Now it's made up of an emitter, and that emitter is emitting density, and it's emitting fuel. But if I take that density to say -5, instead of pushing up, it's actually going to push down. All right, and if you make it really big, then you can always scale your wake thingy. Then that'll be like a massive. And you can change the intervals of the cycles, and again your minimum and your maximum. That's in the case of an omni, not for a volume. But if I were to have an omni though, and I can take that minimum distance, so I can make it a little bit more exciting. And you can always be moving this around and so on and so forth. Isn't that cool? Alrighty, so anyway, this is a pond, alright? And this type of it's like there's that pond shape. These are fluids, and fluids are shaders, or they have their own shading if you want to think of it like that too. And this is how it renders. So you get your pond there, and you got some faked reflections and refractions. You can change some of those settings under the shading properties of the fluid. If you see, this has a color, and the color is based on temperature, and there's got an incandescence based on density. And if I come to output mesh, was it surface? Here we go. Under surface, this is a hard surface, and it's got a little environment, and that environment's really giving you the illusion of there being an environment. So you can always change this to your own liking or to fit your own environment. So like if we were to do maybe something kind of like that. It's a little bit more green now on there, and so on and so forth. Of course, that sort of depends also on the angle and a couple other things, but there you go. See, you can see that reflection there, and so on and so forth. So it's just playing with the shading so that you can get the right result or the right look to it. Um, but yeah, these are ponds. Just one thing to keep in mind: if you actually were to have a real pond, just gonna do something really quick here. I'm gonna make a little curve. And let's just go ahead and to surfaces menu, edit curves, open, close. So there's a little curve there. Let's go back to first frame, duplicate that down. Just gonna make a little loft there. Surfaces loft. And of course, you can just do one more thing here. Extrude. Sorry, this is El Cheapo extruding, but I don't want to take too long on this. Okay, just to give you the idea. Alright, you can fix all that stuff later. The point is, if I select this and just like that, and you go to fluids, make collide. So what's gonna happen now is that it collides right there with this surface, so it's not going past it. Alright, so just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Now you can't really do splashes or anything like that. Alright, wakes are only wakes, and they're only gonna do what a wake does, which is distort the water, and that's it. Alright, so just keep that in mind. Don't try to go crazy, and because if you have to do something like that, you probably need to do a little bit more testing around and a couple of extra things. Just gonna go ahead and set key here and set key. So there's a little bit of distortion, and then it stops. So you can see the behavior. Alright? Alrighty guys, so that is ponds, and on the next tutorial I'll talk about oceans. See you in a bit.